All right. Thank you for allowing me to attend the Shibumi Digital Virtual Summit. My name is Mike Minelli from Automation Anywhere. I handle our sales teams in the Midwest, and I work with many of our large customers, and it's a great pleasure to be here working with Shibumi. It's a great honor. So I'm going to take you through a presentation in terms of the digital workforce for the digital enterprise and how the way Automation Anywhere views this and how we can tie back to our relationship with Shibumi and other other vendors that are participating in the summit as well. So when you start to take a look at and then COVID really shines a light on this, but 52% of Fortune 500 companies have disappeared since 2000, and many of these names are near and dear to our hearts, especially Ken and I living here in Michigan. Kmart was a big player here, and Kmart, Sears, that's all pretty much dried up, and it's disappointing, but it's reality, and they're being replaced by these digital natives, and these digital natives are disrupting industry after industry. And we admire many of these companies too, like Tesla and Netflix and Airbnb. But there's tremendous disruption that has been happening, and again with COVID, it just sheds another light on how businesses have to be nimble, how businesses have to show value, how businesses have to make this transformation, this digital transformation that they all thought they would have to do at some point, but now are really forced into doing it. And with the combination of Automation Anywhere and Shibumi, it really helps customers make this accelerated, make it very efficient, and move faster into this being digitally native. We talk a lot at Automation Anywhere about being digitally native and what's your plan to be digitally native. So when you think about digital transformation, without automation, it's hallucination. So it really can't happen. You can't become a digitally native company without automation and all types of automation. And in particular, we like to focus on the digital workforce, and tying these two environments together, your front office and your back office, with all the employees that you have is really critical. So in your front office, you have applications like Marketo and Salesforce and Zendesk and Pega and other applications that everybody uses day in and day out. In the back office, you have applications like Workday and IBM and Oracle and SAP. And then you have all of the different applications that the employees use from a productivity perspective. You've got Office 365, you've got Blue Jeans and Zoom and G Suite and others. And so what our vision has been is to try to tie these worlds together in a single platform. So the ability to have front office users, back office users, and all the employees touch all the different aspects of trying to push automations to the farthest edge of the enterprise. And we do that at Automation Anywhere in a single platform. So a single automation platform is a requirement. It is table stakes to get this done. Islands of apps can't be connected with islands of automations. And so having, a desktop version of automation and a open source version and a 2 or 3 different vendors really does not get the job done. You've got to look at a single automation platform, and the time is ripe, and the technology has been pushed far enough along where you can have a single automation platform. You might not have been able to make this claim a few years back, but today we can. So when you start to look at the digital workforce and digital workers that you want to deploy in your environment, you have this digital workforce value cycle. So from capturing the information to automating it, then to optimize it. Actually, I apologize. I should have read left to right. from discovering the information in terms of process discovery to capturing and the data and understanding it, to then automating it with our world-class RPA platform, and then having analytics to be able to figure out what's working, what's not working, where are there gaps, how do we be more efficient. Fast ROI and business value is something that is again table stakes, and you have to have in this single platform. Business resiliency, labor optimization, faster cycle times, customer experience, employee productivity, compliance and security. Those are all goals that we strive to deliver in this single automation platform. And this value cycle, you're going to see, and you're going to see other players, kind of in the ecosystem that help deliver this value cycle, from Automation Anywhere and then other vendors that are participating in the Shibumi virtual conference. So when humans and digital workers work side by side, amazing things can happen. So you've got customer engagement on the human worker side. You've got customer engagement, opportunity identification, decision making. On the digital worker side, you've got these bots. All they do is work. So you've got process automation. You eliminate errors. You can run them 24/7. You can run them around the globe. And so this combination of and as companies have tried to be more efficient and reduce labor or maintain a certain level of labor, instead of having the humans have to do more work, having the combination of the human worker offloading work to a digital worker becomes very, very valuable and becomes very important for a happy, employee force, labor force. So again, having Automation Anywhere tie these two worlds together is part of our vision. Intelligent automation is revolutionizing all sectors. So if you look at revenue growth, customer experience, cost savings, operational metrics, faster time to value, you can achieve ROI in a matter of months. These are all really critical components that we have a customer that says all the time, my team is going to deliver the outcome and the results. And, it may be, multiple partners that help us get there, but we're all after these outcomes today, and we're forced into accelerating the pace for these outcomes based on what has happened with COVID and what's been going on in the world today. Here's some of our customers. This is actually a subset of several of our life sciences companies that we work with. So we've got, excellent brands that we work with. And in terms of, joint relationships that we have between Automation Anywhere, and Shibumi, we have customers like Dominion Energy and Nationwide and Qualcomm and several other customers that the Shibumi team can talk to you further about. How do you undertake this journey? I mean, what's the product blueprint? How do you get going? So you have to think about an operating model. You have to think about your team. What's the plan? And then how do you manage this? What's the change management components? And between what we do at Automation Anywhere and what Shibumi does, it's such a positive complementary relationship that you get the best of both worlds. And what I have seen personally over my time now in this space for the last 2.5+ years is companies like Automation Anywhere focused on this automation platform, but left the other key components like process discovery, value realization, kind of in an analog mode. And now companies like Fortress IQ and what we're doing with Discovery Bot, for the process discovery, is very exciting to automate that and to make that digital for customers. What Shibumi is doing for value realization and determining where are the high target automations to go after that need, end-to-end kind of, teams to look at and to design, build, and deploy. And then just, where can we don't want to throw all automations away. Where are those lower hanging ones that we can let, single user employees take care of? So this program blueprint for democratizing and getting automations to all employees is pretty important. So if you think about democratizing automation, it's realize a bot for every employee. How do we get that done? So you've got this global COE. You've got these build-led factories, you've got citizen developers, and then you've got users. And so, it's a matter of maintaining this global governance and reporting from, and typically that global COE is an IT or a shared services function. You've got these the leads prioritization, management, training. That area in this business unit led factories. This is really where we see Shibumi playing a huge role for us and helping guide our customers in terms of where should they be spending their time and where are those high value automations. The citizen-led developers, we are and one of the key advantages of Automation Anywhere is we're geared towards business users. And so when we typically talk to companies, where other automation projects has failed is that IT doesn't understand the business user's mindset as well. And so the business user is trying to communicate to IT to go build that automation. That fails when you have a business, a very powerful business analytic tool like Automation Anywhere for regular users or business analysts to use. It has a much higher hit rate. And so being able to drive this out into, then all the users, and either having users who have a small footprint of technology that can build their own bots, or they're consumers of bots that citizen developers have built. So anyone can build a bot. I don't know if you've had an opportunity to go do this, but I have, if you look at, in our bot store, or if you go out there and just sign up for our community edition, building a bot is actually pretty straightforward in our world. It's not it's kind of a low code effort, and we make it really straightforward for people to come in and to interact with the system and to build the bot. This is an example of a large telco where they've pushed out the obviously like the citizen developers. They've got 3,000 plus users trained, 200 plus processes, 2,900 bots running, 250 million annual savings, and it's really a remarkable kind of case study. You also need the kind of this collaboration between the business user and the COE. This is where kind of Discovery Bot comes in. You have to have this identify and prioritize thinking. So from capturing and mapping and identifying and prioritizing, this is where we work really closely with technologies like our Discovery Bot feeding information to Shibumi, other companies like Fortress IQ feeding information to Shibumi, and then that information being, sent into the control center so that we can generate and build the automations and then deploy them. This is an example in terms of collaboration where, this is a screenshot of our bot store, and this is a private version of the bot store where this particular customer had 1,000 plus bots running, 52,000 users. This is a specific background of the private bot store for this particular customer, where they were sucking in from our general bot store to their private bot store to jumpstart deployments within their environment. And the other two items that we try to make a point on this slide is we do customer success pretty well. Actually, we kind of get very high marks for our customer success team. So our A-People online community for support and sharing, and our A-List or MVP program are excellent ways to jumpstart and to share the knowledge, tribal knowledge that, that each company, not competitive type knowledge, you keep that internal, but that tribal knowledge that you have available across, our ecosystem. Governance, this is a big, an important point for a lot of companies is, wow, if we went to the citizen development model, wouldn't this get completely out of control? So making sure you've got all of these different areas covered off in terms of governance is really important. At UBS, they've got 10,000 plus transactions, 61,000 hours of savings, 2,000 plus bots, and 500 plus 500 plus processes that they have that they're running, that are running those bots and making those savings. Um, it's really important to achieve this goal for this digital worker, this digital workforce, is to have it accessible by anyone, everywhere, at high scale. And so we were the first vendor to have a pure cloud version. We have a cloud enabled version, okay, and we also have the on-prem version. And the key difference is in these models is the ability to, where is the data for the bot runners going to sit? Our control rooms now can all run in the cloud. We maintain all that infrastructure for you. Our bot creators, which is the designer type environment, can all sit in the cloud. And then you have multiple options when it comes to the attended and unattended bot runners. So our A2019 platform, where you have Discovery Bot, our capture technology with IQBot, our automate technology with Enterprise, and then our analytics with Bot Insight, all of those can be delivered 100% over the cloud or on premise. And it really depends. We've seen a big shift from our customer base to move all to cloud. And so we were we made that transition, and we were very successful with getting that done. And we've got some great customer testimonials and customers that advocate that the cloud is definitely the way to go for the future. So in summary, what our objective is to help you succeed in achieving these business goals as you move towards this digital transformation and being digitally native. Optimizing labor costs and increasing capacity, increase spend accuracy and availability. You definitely have got to be able to think about, to be digitally native, you got to run 24/7, always on. Improve compliance, controls, and auditability. Deliver on business intelligence and drive the business. And this is, again, where we work really well with Shibumi, where we can feed both environments. You really have to be, and COVID has forced this on all of us. I think I've seen a number of recent articles in that where people thought they had a good game plan to be digitally native over the next 3 to 5 years, and they've been forced into rethinking that and having it done within 12 to 18 months. And so it really, it's really, it's for you to survive in business today, it has to be kind of at the top of the list. Enhancing employee morale. Even for myself, like I have a small bot that goes out and pulls my Salesforce reports and combines things together, and allows me to talk about our week over week progress. Those are very helpful to me. I don't have an executive assistant. I'm not at that level, and so having automations and bots help me do my job better. It definitely makes my world a lot easier and increases my morale. On average, we're seeing with companies over a 3-year window save around $156 million, and with a 54% annualized revenue. It's really startling what you can start to see in terms of payback to the business. And with that, I'm going to turn it back to our team at Shibumi.